All right. Hey, if we're going to hate on the side of plastic surgery industry that directly profits off of creating new insecurities for people rooted in systems of oppression so that they can get plastic surgery to correct them, things that weren't a problem like a month ago or a year ago, whatever, then we also need to stop hating on people for certain body features that they can't control or change without plastic surgery. Because then they're going to feel insecure about those features that they can't change without plastic surgery. And they're going to go and do what? Get plastic surgery. And before you tell me not everyone can afford plastic surgery, duh. But you'd be surprised how many of these procedures can be made affordable because you can go to the right clinic or you're going to the right city that has a lot of clinics, so the prices are lower. You know a guy, or payment plans. A lot of people out here do have Botox, nose jobs, lip fillers, lip flips, boob jobs, etc. And it's solely for cosmetic purposes. Not everyone's out here looking like an entirely new person every few years, like the Kardashian-Jenners, for example. Have you seen Kris Jenner lately? And I mention that because they're A-lister billionaires that directly glamorize this cosmetic side of the plastic surgery industry. I don't know the history of the plastic surgery industry, but my educated assumption would be that the original purpose was medical, to save lives and quality of life for people who have been through horrific accidents or experienced terrible illnesses. And as a non-binary person myself, one that I see the most is gender-affirming care for trans people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the micro trends that people were literally not insecure about a couple months ago or a year ago. And now suddenly there's a new thing that you can get a surgery for so you can look like just everyone else in Hollywood. This is Hollywood's thing. This is the elitist thing. It's rooted in so many different systems of oppression. So when you're making fun of the way that somebody looks, something they can't control, maybe they were born with it because they're just simply a member of a specific race or ethnicity, sex, they have certain disabilities, or that's just the way that their body is. That's just the way that they look. Or circumstances they can't control, like growing up in a lower socioeconomic status. Maybe they were medically neglected or medically abused or abused in general, or like they couldn't get braces or something. Or maybe they had a disability or horrific accident, etc. You never know. So I understand that over time when we hate someone enough and they cause us enough harm, that we start to get repulsed by the way that they look. I haven't studied it, but I feel like it's got to be a psychological survival mechanism, okay? Understandable. Everyone experiences that to some level. Like a lot of us hate Trump. We hate the way that he looks. Duh. But when you're hating on a specific feature very broadly and associating it with terms like evil, bad, ugly, repulsive, disgusting, untrustworthy, and then you've also got friends, family, loved ones, community members who have those same features, and you say, no, you're exempt though because I love you. But you're not talking about the features. Then you're talking about the behaviors that those people are doing, the evil that they are. So then talk about that. Don't talk about their features that they can't control that your loved ones also have. Because now your loved ones associate those features with those bad people and they think, oh my God, I don't want to look like Trump. I don't want to look like these people. But they can't control it. So they just walk around really insecure about it. They're not living their life to the fullest that they could if they felt better in their body. Like, what happened to the body positivity movement? What happened to the body neutrality movement? Why have we gone backwards in this whole bring back bullying bullshit? Just stop it. Just shut up. Making fun of people's looks is the lowest of the low. I know we're more creative than that. I know that plastic surgery can be very empowering for some people. And I do believe that everyone should exercise their right to do whatever they want with their body, as long as it's not causing a lot of harm for other people. If they want to hurt themselves at the end of the day, they have free will to do that. That's my belief. Simultaneously, I always like to think a little bit deeper because it is that deep. Would these insecurities exist if it weren't for all of these systems of oppression and the plastic surgery industry literally finding a way to profit off of that? Just food for thought. Quick trigger warning for a brief mention of self-injury and an unaliving attempt when I was a teenager. I did self-injure a lot because I grew up in a very abusive home and I was on Tumblr. And the kids at school and the teachers harassed me and made fun of me a lot for my scars, especially after a very bad attempt. And so my abusive parent at the time didn't know how to deal with it. So they made me get plastic surgery. And I was a teenager, so I thought, yes, this will help. Yes, you can get rid of my scars. Awesome. I underwent painful procedures twice to try to get rid of the scars. And it did eventually end up helping. But looking back like 15 years later, I really wish I just had a supportive family and a supportive community instead of feeling like I had to undergo a painful procedure multiple times as a child just so people wouldn't pay attention to something enough to bully me for it. Now, I don't think that everybody regrets getting plastic surgery, but I have heard of people who regret getting plastic surgery. And I really just wish that people would think it through a little bit more and learn how to accept themselves a little bit more. I wish we had a better community around that instead of glamorizing the cosmetic procedures so much as a form of free will and feminism, because we can do this dance all day, but at the end of the day, it is an individual basis. It's very nuanced. And I don't think people online have enough critical thinking skills to understand that.